Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Lynn from L&J Goods. Happy Monday to all of you. Wow, I'm really low down here. I got to raise up my stool. It's so good to have you here. Thank you for joining us on Facebook and YouTube as we stream live. You can always catch the replay. We stream live twice a week to do a project, usually a complete project, and we love sharing that with you and hope that you are inspired. Today we are working on 2 new holiday stencils. There's still time, okay? And you can make these quick, easy projects for gifts or for restocking your inventory, your booths, or you can make them for your own home. So I'm excited to introduce a brand new stencil, custom stencil from L&J Goods. Many of you have loved very much the flakes of snow, and today we're going to share with you Hark to the Sleigh Bells. So that is a project that you can use through the winter as well. So Megan has put together a collection list. She'll talk about that. But you can go to lnjgoods.com, find everything that we're using, or we'd love to have you stop and visit at our brick and mortar shop in Medina, New York. So I'm going to flip this camera down and let's get started because I'm excited. Here we go. Let's talk about the new stencils that we're going to be using today. This is Hark to the Sleigh Bells, and this is a custom design created for us. I work hard with our stencil designer to get just the right font, to get absolutely the perfect vision for what we're doing. And so this is a 2-part stencil. I'm excited about that. So I mean, check this out. You could put this on a cool banner type of wood piece. You could put it on a round circle. Or today what we're going to be doing is creating kind of a chalkboard project. So I'm going to keep it simple, but we're also going to be using one of Mara's stencils. I think it's called Winter Traditions, is it? The branch one.
Traditions.
Yep. And we'll use a little modeling paste, and we're just going to have some fun with this one. But here is the second part of the stencil. I don't know if you can see it because I've already stenciled through it. I shared a little sneak peek of this. But it is a sleigh with some horses, and we're going to be using our L&J Goods Bentley stencils, Bentley Snowflake stencil. And then what we'll do is we're going to use this JRV, new to us. This is a Santa Claus porch sign. So it is made to fit an 8x30 board. And my thought for this was that we're going to use modeling paste and let that dry, and then we'll go ahead and finish it off with maybe some antiquing glaze. We want to keep it pretty simple and then embellish it as we need to. So you're going to have to forgive me for the glare, but I think as we get going, we don't carry this, but I'm going to talk about it. So we're just going to get started. Today I'm going to use the Pentart modeling paste, and I love this stuff. I love to use it with a palette knife and work it right through our piece. So I have this taped down so that it stays nice and flat. And then, but you could also use the pixie spray. I think I have this in our Amazon shop. But we'll be using this definitely on the Hark the Bells because there's a lot of fine details. So let's get started pulling this modeling paste over the stencil to fill in all of these. Jamie's stencils are great because they're nice and thick, and they work great with modeling paste. You could also use the Fusion paste. I forget the name of it. Texture. Oh, what is it called? But it's got a pearl kind of a finish. That's really pretty.
Paste.
Embossing paste.
That would be really pretty, especially for holiday.
It would be, yes. And it's also really pretty on on a furniture piece or whatever. That glare is going to make me crazy. Let's get this down like this maybe. I'm gonna try to, there we go. How's that? Okay, so you're gonna use a palette knife and scoop this up. I apply it to kind of the edge of my stencil, and then I'm just gonna work it across.
What's the red color underneath?
The red color I use is Fusion's Highlander. It's such a pretty kind of Christmas red. Yeah. It's a little off red, kind of like maybe, I think it's prettier than Bayberry. I really do. I love it.
Than Bayberry? You mean cranberry?
Cranberry. Did I say Bayberry? Yes. I didn't mean that. So I just had JR cut me a piece of plywood that he had over in his workshop. But yeah, it makes a really neat design.
Yeah.
And we want to just work this through. I'm kind of holding also with my other hand so I don't go up underneath. But I'm going to show you, if we do happen to go up underneath, how I can fix that. I might have to call August here since we don't have Shirley to dry this for me. Oh, it's like beautiful, buttery frosting. So pretty. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I think tonight I'm going to have a new video for you guys over on YouTube, sharing a few more projects that I've done for the cottage. All of it kind of leading up to our Christmas cottage tour for 2025. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Okay, and just this last little part here.
It really always looks like it would taste good. I know it won't.
I know.
I know it won't.
It's true, Megan. It's not going to taste good at all. And even if you were to use Debbie's DIY paint with paint frosting to thicken it and go through the stencil, it's still not going to taste good.
Don't taste it.
Don't. No. Never, never taste it. Although Debbie's would not harm you, I still wouldn't. It is. It's so tempting. Especially when we're making gingerbread and all of that. I haven't either. I brought some soup today. All right. So there we go. I'm going to let that sit for a second while I clean up. I'm going to put that lid on there nice and tight. I'm going to put a little bit of saran wrap over that so I can keep that really tight. That the lid. Yeah.
Good tip.
And always keep in mind, like, how often you use your product. Sometimes it's tempting to buy the biggest size, but if you're not going to use it right away, you do have to be careful about like how you store it and keep it airtight. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this. Hopefully I can do this. Let me pull that tape off the back, loosen it up, and then I'm just going to lift it straight up. And there it is. And voila, I have already done the bottom section. That was my little trick. So you get a lot of really thick, cool, good texture there. And I'm going to throw this right in the sink because I don't want it to harden on my stencil. Let me get that wet. I'll be right with you. Please ask any questions. Sorry guys, I just want to make sure that this gets all cleaned off.
Okay, so while she's doing that, I'm going to tell you where you can find the supply list for today. You can find that up above in the description if you're on Facebook, or down below in the description if you're on YouTube. If you're on our website using a mobile device like a tablet or an iPhone, there's 3 little lines in the upper left-hand corner. If you click there, you'll see a category called Featured on Our Live Tutorial. Then you go to 2024, find the title of today's live, or the date, either one, and you'll find a supply list there with links to everything Mom is using. If you're on a computer, you'll just look to the top of the website, ellenjgoods.com, and you'll see right at the top, Featured on Our Live Tutorials, and you look for the same things that I just described. And I've collected everything there for you to make it nice and easy.
I'm just going to clean up the excess. It's on the edge. JR is actually going to build a little frame around this. So I did not bother painting the edges. So the front and back are painted with Highlander, and I don't know if you can see how beautiful this texture is. Oh my gosh, it's so nice and thick. And when I add the glaze to this, you're really going to see how pretty that is. But look at him from a distance. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty.
Okay, question from Elizabeth.
Okay.
I have just finished transfers on a chalk painted canvas. What should I use to seal?
You want to use a clear polyacrylic, or you can use a wax as well.
On a transfer?
Sure. Okay. What you don't want to do is use a polyurethane. A urethane is going to create some issues for you. You don't want that. Now, I just want to show you, like down here where I had a little bit of a smudge, and I'm going to just take my Highlander paint. You know, if you want to be fussy about it, you can. So I'll show you how I would not likely, if this was for myself, I wouldn't likely fix this, but I'm going to show you how to fix it. Because you know what they say, if you go fast enough, you're not going to see that little bit of smudge. But if it does occur, you can always just take a brush with your background color and touch up where you need to.
To your point about the modeling paste and sealing it, she just said she's rearranging her, Del Rey said she's rearranged her crafting supplies and throwing away chalk paint that was not sealed properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Laura Hall.
Hi, Laura.
Kathy Becker. Hi, it's her first live stream. Welcome.
Hey, welcome. It's so good to have you here, Kathy.
And Tracy is wondering, though, still, she can't help but wonder how it would be on a sheet cake.
The modeling paste.
Yeah.
I know, right? I know. Isn't it so
still
true?
bad? I think, Tracy, it's still going to be bad.
Don't do that. Okay, Tracy, please don't. It is not edible. So there, I had just these couple little spots that I'm going to touch up.
The size of the stencil, let me look.
8 by 30.
8 by 30. Okay, I don't have to look.
It comes
is in the listing.
Yep,
too.
and it comes in 2 parts.
Wendy can't help but wonder. She said it does remind her of red velvet cake. Would it be okay to taste it?
All right, guys. Do I have to put a disclaimer?
I put it into the universe. It's my fault.
All right. So before I start messing with any more of this, I think it's good. I would be totally fine with this. So let me tell you a few things that you could do with this if you so desired. If you wanted to keep it really like bright white and red, or whatever colors you choose, while this is wet, you could sprinkle some Tim Holtz rock candy over it, right? Wouldn't that be pretty?
Karen says, hi, Lynn and Megan. I was finally able to join a live. Yay. I don't know if you remember, but we met at the Appleton Airport after the retreat.
Yes!
Of course we remember
Karen.
you, Karen. How are you doing?
So good to have you here.
I hope you get to come visit us someday here.
Okay, so now, like I said, when this is wet, you could add, sprinkle some rock candy in there to give this a little shimmer and shine, but we're going to go in a little bit of a different direction today, and I'll be using the Fusion Antiquing Gel once this is all dry to give this a little more dimension, and then we'll embellish it. But there it is. Isn't that fantastic? And so this is 2 parts. You didn't see me do the bottom part of his, like from the waist down, because he, I've already done that, and I wanted to make sure that we did that. But 1 part, 2 part, there is a little registry mark here. So once you do one, if you're using the modeling paste, let it dry, and then you line up the bottom half with the registry mark. That little registry mark right there. I know it's hard to see. And then he'll be a perfect fit on
and
here.
He's 8 by 30.
8 by 30.
And it is in the listing for the product.
Yep. So there it is. I'm going to put that aside to dry, and I'll probably call on Mr. August in a minute. Oh, from a distance, it looks so cool, you guys. Okay, so let me turn my camera a little bit.
Kathy says, I'm going to be painting a child's rocking chair using chalk paint. Do you think a wax finish will hold up, or should I poly coat?
I would poly it. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's work on our Hark the Bells. I'm going to just do a chalkboard look. I went down in the basement, and lo and behold, I had a piece already prepared, and it had a frame. So I'm probably going to keep this pretty simple, my frame. I'll probably just paint it later on. Maybe I'll just paint it with the Highlander. But my thought is I'm going to use the Hark the Bells, and then I'll use this little guy here. All right, I've had it sized so that it fits right here. You could bring it down a little bit. We're going to embellish this with some IOD, some little bells molds. I think I'm going to add some sparkle paste.
You mean
or snow crystal paste with the Bentley stencil to give it a little shimmer. And we're going to stencil some of these Mara's Winter Traditions. Okay, I'll stencil, and then I'll add some modeling paste over it as well. Okay, so that's the plan. I'm going to get this guy on here first.
Kathy, I think there is going to be gold in the mix at some point. I see she has it out, so that's why I'm not.
It's going to be the bells. It's going to be the bells. Yep. Okay, so this is where I want to use my pixie spray, because I really want to make sure that I get all of this beautiful little detail adhered nicely, or I don't want to move that around. So I'm just going to give it a quick spray on the back. I just did that out of camera view. And yes, my board is dusty, but I'm good with that because I want it to look a little chalky.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that great? Okay, so hopefully the pixie will stick to it.
Hey, Susan.
And it does. Okay, so let's make sure that's all on there. All right, and you use a white paint. I'm going to use my Fusion, and let's have a little stencil lesson, okay? When I am stenciling, especially something with this kind of detail, always, I want to make sure that I have very little product, very little paint on my brush, because remember this, you can always add more paint. You can layer more paint, but it's really hard to take it away. And if you think back to those days in the past when we've used stencils and we've had bleeding and oh my goodness, and like I will never stencil again, I'm going to show you the best way to do this. So I have a paper towel handy, and I usually stencil right out of my paint cap. And that way, I'm not getting too much paint in my brush from the get-go. All right? And I'm going to offload. And when you offload, what you're doing is you are distributing the paint throughout the top of the paintbrush, and you're also, at the same time, removing the excess. So I really want a almost very dry brush with this. Remember, you don't have to do this all in one shot. You can always come back and add another layer. And then I'm going to swirl, and I'm able to swirl with this because I've used that pixie spray and everything is held down. If I didn't use that, I probably would tap and pounce so that I wouldn't lift up any of those stencil edges. And you'll see when I lift this, because my brush is dry, I am going to get really crisp detail. And I want you to see also, I'm still working with the same stencil brush, or same fill. Oops, I guess I didn't get that. I'm still working with that same brush full of paint as I go. I did a project on the Decoupage Queen Creative Hour yesterday, and it was so fun. I'll show you what I did if you didn't catch that. Oh my goodness, that was, it's a beautiful piece. Turned out to be a beautiful piece.
Tracy would love to see you do a Hark the Herald Angels Sing or other carol in the style of the stencil.
Oh, we could do that. Maybe next year. That's exactly what we'll do. I love this because it creates such a beautiful background. Imagine pairing this also with some of the IOD transfers, like even ones from a few years back, those beautiful pine branches. It would be gorgeous with this. This would be so pretty done in gold.
Yes. Would you believe I agree with you?
I know you do. I know you do.
Are you shocked?
I'm not shocked at all. And I'm being gentle. I'm working with a light touch. I don't have to go at this with, you know, the force of
Now, I apologize if you have already
a
said
jackhammer. Yes.
Where does this come from?
It's a Victorian sheet music piece.
Okay.
Every time that you put paint in your brush, you want to offload.
Would you mind just singing a bit of it?
Well, I don't have the music.
You don't know it? Just
I don't.
offhand. Okay.
Hark to the sleigh bells, jingle, jingle, jingle.
It's not one of those ones that caught on. It's not. It doesn't pop up on our essential Christmas playlist.
I sent our friend Sally a reel of my favorite SNL characters, the Sweeney Sisters, and their holiday open house that they of course felt like, okay, fine, we'll sing.
And did they sing this one?
Hark go the bells, here go the bells.
That one I know.
Dong, ding, dong. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. I love them. If you know the Sweeney Sisters, let me know. So this is already dry, you guys. Now, if you do want to apply another layer of paint through your stencil, offload that brush. Make sure that layer underneath is just a little bit there, so we'll see if I get a little bleed through under there. If I do, it's all right. I used to teach so many. When Ellen J. Goods first opened over next door, I used to teach. I can't even tell you how many classes we taught doing chalkboard art. And there it is. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Oh, that is so pretty.
What color was that? What white?
Victorian lace. Yep. And then what I'll do is I'm going to try to get a little bit of this dust off of here. Look at how dusty. It was sitting in the basement. I thought, oh, it'll just make it look like more chalkboard. But I could have actually cleaned it right off, right? All right, so here let's position our little...
Mimi, do you have an X-Acto knife back there? August is looking for one.
For
Cutting paper.
cutting paper. I don't.
I thought you had a bunch.
I mean, I don't. All I have is a little tiny one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I need.
But it doesn't have a. It really needs a new blade in it.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
It's X-Acto what he needs.
Exactly.
X-Acto, what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I don't
She's
know.
saying the blade might not be super sharp.
I might have a blade.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
So
I'm here, Aunt Karen.
Hi, my sister. Let me give this a little spray.
Some people can't tell the difference between me and Mom except when I'm singing. Then they can quickly tell
True
who's
point.
who.
True. Okay, so let me position this. Get that stuck down there. And I'm going to repeat the process with my little sleigh here.
Oh man, I really hope we don't get demonetized for you singing "Hark to the Sleigh Bells."
Oh,
that little
no. I know.
bit of,
Golly.
be beating down the writers of that are going to be beating down our doors.
Yeah. Back from the 1880s. Are we
Mariah Carey. We just redid that one.
I bet it's...
It's on Cher's new Christmas album.
You know what, Megan? It's all right.
I really want to know how it goes.
I think this is beautiful. And you can use this as a
beautiful.
feature
There's no
piece.
doubt.
Or it'd be so pretty in a background as well.
There is no doubt it's beautiful.
I feel like you're making fun of my stencil.
No, I think it's beautiful. I've been telling you. I've been harking it from the moment I saw it. I've been heralding.
Hey, August.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Can I use this? Is this a cutting mat?
No, it's not.
Do you have a cutting mat?
I don't. I don't have a cutting mat. However, what I could have you do...
Yeah, you need something?
Yes, I need you to go into the bathroom. The top half of Santa, from the belt up,
Okay.
is wet. So I just need you to go in there and
Blow dry 'em?
blow dry them. Yes.
You got it.
The Sweeney sisters are not the ones that talked about the sweaty.
No, they are not.
They are
Those were the
adjacent.
PBS.
I would say those are adjacent, though.
Oh,
They're
Jan.
similar.
It was Jan Hooks and what's her name? Oh my gosh, I adore them because, of course, I love a singing sister act. I really do.
Of course.
Look at that! Isn't that pretty? I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and grab Mara's. I'm going to do a few of these in the background also.
It was Jan Hooks and her real sister, Liz.
Liz.
Nora Dunn.
Nora Dunn. They're sisters? No.
Yeah.
Get out of
Nora
here.
Dunn, her sister Nora Dunn, and she was called Liz. Yep.
Well, yeah, but she's not actually
No,
Jan
it's her
Hooks.
real sister.
Is it?
Oh, wait, no, Jan Hooks and her sister Liz, all played by Nora Dunn. Sorry.
Yes.
Candy Sweeney.
Candy and Liz.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And those beautiful 70s, dresses, the gowns with, oh my gosh. Their big hair. They would go into prisons. They would do their vaudeville kind of singing act. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Isn't this stencil is amazing. We used this a couple years ago to create a really beautiful layered piece that
No, these are not all Mara's stencils. One, the Winter Traditions are Mara's, the one she's
the
using
one I'm
right
using
now.
right now. Mm-hmm.
The Hark the Sleigh Bells is an J. Goods original. And the Santa was a JRB stencil.
So 3 different options for you guys. So I'm going to layer a few of these, like I said, in the back. And if you wanted to add some color, how pretty would these be in just a soft green? But I'm keeping this all very chalkboard looking. And then I'm just going to add a couple of details over top with our modeling paste.
She was using, maybe you can add that to your Amazon storefront, Mom, the Pixie, what is that called?
The Pixie spray.
It's called Pixie Spray. That's what she was using on the back of her stencils.
Right
She'll
here.
add that to her Amazon store.
You've got to make sure it's super dry, Og.
Back to the drying board.
That's right. Okay. And let's just pull some modeling paste through here. Just going to give it a little bit of dimension.
That's usually true, Stephanie, that she just holds them down with her hands. She's being extra cautious today.
Well, because they're such fine little details, and I want to make sure that and I should have done that with this one too, but I didn't.
Delroy said, how about those Haynes sisters on White Christmas?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, my gosh. Oh, you guys. This is so very exciting.
Colleen said, if you found that in your basement, I want to shop in your basement. Well, come on over. I'll open the door for you while Mom's not here.
Is that your mother-in-law?
No. No, Grandma Colleen. No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, Linda Gardner said, hello, ladies. It just started to sleet here. Yeah.
I know.
What is a more disgusting word than sleet? It looks just like it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished doing 20 cloches. I truly love this mold. It is a great mold, isn't it?
It's so good. Yeah. And I have a little bit of a mess here, so I'll just use my baby wipe to clean up. But you know what? It's a chalkboard, so it's okay. Just gonna get anything cleaned up.
Yes, Augie's here, Aunt Karen. He's been helping us. It's been a great help. You too, Chance.
Alrighty, let's do this little one here. It's a little tricky. Normally what I would want to do is let my previous layers with the modeling paste dry before I add more.
Yes, that's what you should do.
But
It's
I'm
very
making it work.
You could also cut apart the stencil so that it's
You could.
less cumbersome.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Kathy's asking, so if you did this on an old window, would you do it on the back of a window? No, you wouldn't, right? You'd do it on the front.
You could do it on the back. You just have to make sure your stencil is going in the right direction.
This could look really cool on a window, I think. The
Yeah.
white on the glass.
Yeah, but the modeling paste, well, you might get a better effect if you use that on the front, right?
Yeah, for sure. The modeling paste on the front.
Okay, let me do. No, I think I'm just going to leave it like that, you guys. All right. Then I'm going to get this in some water, and I'm going to move on to our Bentley snowflakes.
Yeah, you're right, Delray. That little bit of dimension adds a ton of detail.
And there again, you could sprinkle some. In fact, maybe I will. I'm going to do just that.
Ooh, and Karen says she has a secret for August. I want to know.
Let me grab some rock candy. Where's my rock candy when I need it?
Does every community do like the red barrels? I'm assuming, like ours does.
I don't know.
Well, I'll ask you all. Do you all have, like our community does, our MAC, our Medina area? Is that what it stands for, Medina?
Medina Area Association of Churches.
Yes. We have like red barrels that go out into our community where people can donate gifts for families in need at Christmas time for children. And I'm just wondering if like every community has something like that. I know Salvation Army puts, well, not for gifts, that's more for money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you use IOD chalk ink with the stencil and spray seal it?
You could, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You could.
Kathy, that's a great question. Back to the red velvet cake. What is red velvet cake supposed to taste like? There is cocoa powder in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I've always kind of wondered that too. It's
and
not
buttermilk.
And there's buttermilk, yeah, but it's not exactly chocolate.
It's really an interesting flavor, isn't it?
But it's not that interesting.
And then you put it, yeah, you're right. I find red velvet to be kind of bland.
Yeah.
If you want my honest opinion.
I like it though. It's like you need the, because there's a cream cheese frosting.
Right. Okay. Gotta get that.
Cocoa, vanilla, and a bit of tang from buttermilk and vanilla.
Yeah, it's
and
got
vinegar.
a bit of a tang.
And vinegar.
In it. It's a bit of a tang, I would say, yes. And that's from the buttermilk. And it has a little vinegar in it, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's what I just said.
Vinegar?
Yeah, there's a little vinegar and buttermilk. I'm still the one packing everyone's things, Aunt Karen. August is not packing the boxes yet. He's pulling the orders, but I'm still the one packing your box, so I'll take that compliment from him. I'm sorry. I haven't let go of that yet. I still like to be the last one doing that quality control check.
Snow crystal paste.
But he's been doing a great job of pulling the orders and getting to know all the items in the shop and finding things. But I like to give everything that once over and put it in the box before it leaves here. And then it's also always my responsibility in the end if something goes wrong.
So this is very crystally. Another option would be the Tim Holtz Sparkle texture paste.
Oh, that's the sparkle paste.
No, this is...
Oh, you're just saying another option would be.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so maybe they don't do those red barrels everywhere. I'm not hearing a lot of feedback about that.
Well, probably every community has different...
Yeah, like a different way of doing it. He is a great young man, Aunt Karen, and he'll do a great job. That's going to be the next thing he learns. It's really only me. I've just had a little bit of trouble letting go of that last step.
Oh, thank you, August. Everything that's dry is a bone. Look at that, you guys.
Try the bone.
And this will dry transparent and just be sparkly. It's hard to work this into the little details of like these tiny little details, you know.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Kathy said it sounds crunchy. I must be hungry.
It's a little crunchy. Yeah, it is.
I know I am. Hey, Kate.
It's definitely a little crunchy. You can hear it.
Yep.
Gritty. It's like that sleet that's coming.
But you really
to
can
Albany.
see that sparkle.
Oh,
Of
you
it.
can. And when this dries, this will be more transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, it's going to be gorgeous.
I'll give you a few extra mints, Aunt Karen.
For
She was trying to give Augie some compliments to get a few extra Andy's mints.
Hey, has anybody noticed our new package insert?
I was going to say, we can give Augie some credit for that. Has anybody noticed that in their package? That's a big change. We have not had a new one since we started mailing packages at L&J Goods.
August and Mimi worked on that.
Yeah.
He really did a nice job. Oh my gosh, is that gorgeous. I can't wait to get that dried.
Augie's going to school for graphic design, so it was cool that he could do that project with Mimi. But yeah, we've had the same insert from the beginning until now.
Do I dare? I'm going to try. Oh, I'm literally
You must
like,
want it bad.
Oh.
That's a you want me to hold it?
No.
You're crazy.
I know I am. What color should I paint the frame, you guys? Perfect.
Ooh. I think red.
Yeah, I do too.
I almost think a true red.
Like, and I would spatter this too. Oh my gosh.
Hello, Leah.
Hi, Leah.
She said, when I finish the mantle, I will send a pic so you can see Santa and the reindeer fly. That's right, Leah bought that piece.
She did. She picked it up on Saturday.
I'm so sad I missed you. A Leah sighting is even more precious than a Santa sighting these days for me. A Leah sighting's more precious than a Santa sighting for me these days.
Yes. Yes, for sure. I'm just going to get this in some water so that I can easily remove.
Mary Kay, is that because did you just get a tube with a big paper in it, like not an envelope or a box? If so, that's why.
Okay, guys.
The snowflake stencil is still available. It's the Bentley snowflake stencil that's in our, it will be in the supply list. It is in the supply list.
Okay. Clean this up.
Stephanie, if it's a flat envelope, or it just depends on the time of year. Like, and we change up candies and go in and out with candies.
Yeah, we do. It depends on what.
Right now for the holiday,
right
now for the holidays, I've been putting those in.
Okay, let me see if I can get this dry. I might have to have Augie back up here. See, I'm going to need one more little snowflake right there. But I'll do it later. Let me put this aside and we're going to work on those little jingle bells. Okay. All right. I have these precast. These are from the retired Jingle, right? Were they from Jingle?
Leah,
that
you
makes
do not
sense.
have to do that. Unless you really, really want to.
What?
She said, hoping to get you some cranberry shortbread.
Oh, Leah, I know.
Don't be pushing yourself.
No, Vern said she's doing too much.
Yes, I was going to say, there'll be many years ahead where we'll be able to have that. Or give me the recipe and I'll make it for you.
Yeah, right?
It won't be as good as yours, I know.
I don't want to break your heart. Let's do our favorite gold paint. You got it?
Kathy said, look at you, Lynn, washing up your stencils right away.
I know, right? Well, you know what? When you're working with modeling paste and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, flat envelopes, Stephanie, they're very tricky to put candy in.
Unless it's Laffy Taffy.
Well, even then, I won't do it because if something were to happen, with the papers, I really want to keep them flat.
I'm going to mix up a tiny little bit of my pigment fix with...
What mold is that from?
I think Jingle. It's a retired one. And I'm mixing up a little more than what I need here, obviously, because I do have a little project that I need to finish up with this. And you want
Carla thinks that frame would look great in a beautiful green, like in a green chippy frame, too.
Oh my gosh, yes. I love that idea, Carla. You just want to stir this really well. I'll tell you, these would look gorgeous with the red, super red. But Shirley and I are going to be working on a jewelry project together on Wednesday, and we'll have plenty of use for that super red.
Yes, Tracy, if you got just the fairy kit box on its own, like you didn't order anything else with it, that would not have had the insert card in it. But you'll get it next time you order.
I'm starting to see in our group, so tomorrow night is our Christmas party group with the Christmas fairy.
Yes.
It'll be just about an hour. Megan has already shared one cocktail recipe.
I need to I'll add a snack tonight.
Snack?
I don't know. I have to think of it.
Okay.
Which I will do today.
All right. And it's just a little bonus option for those of you that have purchased the Christmas Fairy box kit. If you don't know what that is, for those of you that are joining us live for the first time, it's an entire little kit that has a custom designed... Oh, my box is out there on the island. Has everything you need, including these products, to create a beautiful little heirloom ornament, and a box to store it in, and full sheet of instructions, link to a YouTube video. And this is what she looks like. And these are getting down there. So we want to make sure if you want one, you get one, get two. What a great gift. And here she is. Isn't she so precious? And then there's this little box, and you get everything you need to wrap this up. Makes a beautiful gift. But these are all custom designed to fit exactly the shape. And you get these products. This is a full-size Pentart Eco Glitter, which you'll use on many other projects as well.
You make a little tag. Where's her little tag?
They're right there.
Oh.
Yep, and I just put that through the ribbon, wrap this around a few times, and look at how precious. I just hung mine on my tree yesterday.
And then tomorrow night, we just have like a little live Q&A in the Facebook group. You can ask any questions. I'll be on camera, which I... will be happy to do with Mom, and you can ask us anything, not just about you can ask about any questions about the ornament kit, or just literally
about
any
Christmas,
burning questions
about
that you
anything.
have for us.
Yep.
It'll be just like a fun little
get together with our friends.
Kiki, as they say. Okay, Leah, that's a great question, because we do get this question quite a bit. Like when you're mixing up the favorite gold.
Yes.
Some people are getting a very transparent coat.
Just add more.
Yep, you just add more of the powder.
That's
to make
the
it
beauty
thicker.
of it.
Yes.
That's the beauty of this product. You can make it transparent, or you can make it more opaque.
Yes, Kathy, I can write you a note to not go back to work. Yep. I need to get some stationery for that, actually.
And you also, oh my gosh. So this one is a little thicker, or not thicker, but a little more opaque. You also want to make sure that your powder is completely dissolved when you're painting.
Mary Kay asked us what's on our Christmas wish list. This is
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Well, I just do want to say, this is going to sound corny, but I was working at the MAC today helping, like I was saying, that's our Medina Area Association of Churches, those red barrels that I was talking about. Our community does an amazing job of getting everybody to donate and help some families in need in our area, but I do have to notice that one forgotten group of people often is the teenagers. And I do notice that those tables are always very low. I think it's really fun to buy for little kids. And I get that. It's really fun. But I guess my wish is that when people are out there donating, just think of those teenagers that maybe aren't as fun to buy for, but still want to have fun things for Christmas, just like the little kids do.
Of course.
Yeah, I know that sounds kind of corny, but like, it just really got brought. I was crying when I came back today.
I know. We're like,
cry
what
again.
happened?
It's going to make me cry again because it just really, it was good for me though, because now I know like, okay, that's going to be my focus next year. I'm going to really try to help and focus on those teenagers.
And, and we typically, as family, we do sponsor, other families in need.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's possible to request like a family with a teenager.
Yeah, you can, I'm sure, but I mean, it's just we have them in just right here in our community, and like, yeah, it's just good to know. I just think that that's something to think about. I think it's kind of a forgotten group sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I know it is. I saw it with my own eyes, so.
Yeah. So I'm going to use the rest of my gold to go around my project that I did on Saturday on the Decoupage Queen Creative Hour. But here it is. Isn't it beautiful? I love this. Here I use the Tim Holtz Sparkle Texture Paste. I used the pouring glaze over this, the Pentart pouring glaze. And then I also have another one going I want to show you because I'm very excited about that one too. And I did, modeling paste with gold here. And then I'm going to actually, I want to get the detail of this. I think I'm going to do the whole base of him.
Yes, we'll still have Tim Holtz Tuesday, right, Mom?
Oh, yeah. Yep. For sure. Use a little bit of this.
I just never get over how beautiful that is.
This gold is everything, isn't it? It really is. And this is antique gold.
It's gorgeous.
There's actually a shortage of gold pigment. And so we're having a hard time getting the actual, the gold. But since I started using the antique gold, it's like, oh.
It's
I
every
really
bit
love
beautiful.
it. Yeah.
I don't even remember what the regular gold looked like.
It's just a little brighter.
And you wouldn't think it is. It would
I know.
be. You would
I
think
know.
the gold would be.
So that's going to go there. And then, I don't know, remember when I was working on the pieces with Melanie on Tim Holtz Tuesday and we did these die cuts?
Yes.
I thought, I am going to do this. I'm going to do this. He is going to be elevated, like lifted up.
Cute.
And then I'm going to put these underneath. So we're getting a lot of bonus material today.
Oh, lovely. Tracy says, I agree with the idea for the teens and giving. If you contact your local foster care agency, they can match you with a family that has teens. We have a local thrift store that is specifically designed to support teens who are aging out of the foster system.
Yeah.
The store is even staffed by teens. That's amazing, Tracy.
Oh,
but what a good idea to contact the local foster care agency to match with a family of teens. I love that.
For sure.
That is a very practical bit of information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've been cutting dies this morning for our journal project tomorrow. Let me just do another little branch there. All of a sudden, I'm totally away from my stencil projects.
Well, they had to dry that anyway, didn't
They do, yeah. And then we'll get right back to them so you can see how pretty they are. I think I might add just a little layer of berries. I just want to show you how pretty this will be. But I don't want to really glue anything down just yet. But I'm going to take him and I'm going to elevate him so he is raised up off the surface. I'll just use some foam tape. And then I found this little branch here that I'm going to glue right across here.
Beautiful.
And I think that is absolutely gorgeous. It, you know, I did that big antique frame. Somebody bought, well, Leah has that. With this background, the poinsettia and the Santa from Teresa. And so I just did a smaller version of it. And look how pretty that is. It's beautiful. I love it. So that's what I'm going to do with that guy. And those are our arched frames. We also have the Gothic frames. Okay, let's see if these are dry.
Hi, Miss Shirley.
Hey, Cheryl.
Why did I think Miss Shirley was going to be here today and you were doing jewelry?
That's on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yep. Let me get these dry. And I'm going to show you how those go. And then we're going to quickly do our glaze technique.
Stephanie loves that branch. She said it takes it right over the top.
It does, right? Sometimes just
Yep.
those little things. But then it's like, okay, then that's enough. I don't need to add bows and more stuff and more, you know, just, I'm going to keep it simple. And I love that idea of the chippy frame. I've got some milk paint. I think I'm going to do just that. So on the original sheet music, there were bells. And I said to Joanne, let's not put them in there. Let's, I want to be able to add them separately. And there is our hark to the sleigh bells.
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I just love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to show Joanne how pretty this is. I might want to do a few more of these. They'd also look pretty in red. They would, oh my gosh, Megan, that is like just what it needed. Yep. Look at that little pop
it always does.
Oh, I know.
I love it, like it's hanging on that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, you could take a really fine, like you could take your gold, the gold, Pentart gold. Where is it?
You'll have to ask Shirley if we can add
3D decor pen, and you could draw lines down as if they were hanging on a thread, hanging by a thread.
I was just going to ask Leah, but then I wanted to quiet myself because I wasn't sure if she watches, if you gave that Santa as a gift yet, and if she loved it, and she did love it.
Oh.
You'll have to ask Miss Shirley if you can add that set of jingle bells as a set of resin castings on the website. Miss Shirley.
Cheryl, you're here. You're on the spot. Let's use our antique. This is the Fusion antiquing glaze. This is a transparent glaze that we're going to...
Tracy found the sheet music for the song, but can't find any recording of it. Guess it didn't make the holiday top 40. Well, maybe we can get it there.
Tracy is a funny,
She is
funny
very
girl.
funny,
She's
yes.
a funny girl. Okay.
And practical, though. She gave me practical information about those teams that I wanted.
And again, you don't have to do this. You could, while the modeling paste is wet, add some sparkle and glitter to it. You can do whatever you want. You can keep it as simple as you want, or you can definitely... But I think it just softens it a little bit. Kind of settles down into that texture of the modeling paste. And just gives them a nice little subtle shift of color. He's a beauty. I love him. And of course, for him, JR's going to add a frame around this for me. And I'll probably, I don't know. I think he would be really cool with like a small wreath. Oh, the red berry. Well, no, that wouldn't work because it would be against the red. You know, our little wood red berry wreath. But I'll make a small wreath, maybe with this. And I think it'd be really cool as if he was holding a wreath or whatever. So there you go, guys. Those are our new stencils for the season. And quick and easy, but really, they just really are fun. But oh my gosh, I love them so much. I love them.
Yep.
Love them.
Well done.
Oh, thank you, Miss Megan. And thank you guys, for joining us today. If you haven't gotten your Christmas Fairy kit, or if you have not jumped into the group yet, there is a link and a way to search for that group. So go ahead and request to join, and we'll let you in. And we are going to have a good time tomorrow night and talk about Christmas. Right?
Or whatever you want to talk about.
And
Miss Shirley said okay to the jingle bells because everyone was saying, please, please. So we'll try to add that.
We'll do those. Okay, guys. Hey, and you know what? I just thought of this too. Oh my word.
And Shirley, just think, you could make them into earrings.
We could. Look I got a bunch of, like, these are, she's not going to like them.
No, I know. Stop. She's
not going
to come in on Wednesday.
I'm just saying, like, if you have this mold, we've got the pine cones. Like, these could be so pretty, just kind of added over, like up into here. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, that would be cool. I just might have to do that. And these are just all different ones that we've had from other molds that we've cast. She's probably cursing me right now as I'm doing this. But just options, and you could just add a ribbon here. Just a simple ribbon.
She's like, yeah, that's right. A ribbon.
Yeah. No pine cones. You could take these.
She's like, how about you go back out in your yard and get a pine cone?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you could add some more, like you could add dimension to this too.
I almost do like the bells being the only thing that's popping out.
I do too. You're right. And Shirley says, yeah, she agrees. So look how pretty. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I might do like 9. I would do 9 of these. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, guys. And I do want you to know, as this is going to become a little more transparent too as it dries. And we'll have just the right amount of shimmer. But I'm going to go look for a color to paint that frame, and I think I do want to make it chippy and crusty and wonderful.
And I would bet by the end of Wednesday, Miss Shirley will be using a different 4-letter word to the sleigh bells. Her stencil might be
double hockey sticks. Anyway, thanks you guys. We will see you tomorrow for Tim Holtz Tuesday. We're going to work on that journal, and I got another really cute thing to show you since I've been making all those die cut branches. So have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow at probably about 1:30, 2, right around in there. Okay?
Bye.
Thanks, guys.